What's up, you crazy kids? Zach Evanesh, Underground Strength Show .tv. So here we are, final days of the office, and about 2 weeks ago, was very inspired to get this blog post out, and just got me thinking more and more along the lines of what it takes to be successful. And at the gym, I've been a little bit fired up. Okay, so those of you reading this from the gym or at undergroundstrengthgym.com in Edison, New Jersey, been fired up. And sometimes I question, why would I, as the coach who's not competing, be more motivated or more fired up than the athletes that are coming to train with me when they're the ones that have their butts on the line and it's up to them to win. So what we did was had two brothers that train at the gym next door. And both of them are wrestling coaches, and they were high school and collegiate wrestlers. And when they were in high school, both of them won state titles. One of them, I believe, won a state title twice. The other one took second and then first. And I asked them if they could just come in real quick and speak to some of my wrestlers about what it takes to win. Not necessarily what it takes to win a state title. Here we go with the phone. This stuff gets annoying. Not necessarily what it takes to win a state title, but what does it take just to win, to be one of the life's top percenters. So the two brothers, they really couldn't put it into words as to, hey, you're going to have to do A, then you're going to have to do B, you're going to have to do C. You know what they said? They said, to win, you need to start getting crazy. And they said, I don't really know how else to put it. And I said, you know what? I started thinking to myself, they're absolutely right. Because about a week before that, I was at the CJ Wrestling Club, and I noticed that all the coaches that were speaking, even though they were delivering powerful information, we came across as if we were preaching to the athletes like, hey, you guys have to work hard. Hey, you guys have to do extra work. You guys have to do good in school. You know what those kids probably were saying to us? Screw you. We don't give two shits about what you guys have to say. Unfortunately, that was what was going on. So when I spoke to them about training and doing the extra stuff, I wanted to see, let's see who's out there just doing anything extra. And out of about 25 kids, I said, how many of you just go out and run on your own? And out of the 25 kids, 2 of them raised their hands. I was in shock, because if you don't know anything about training the right way, the wrong way, and you're a wrestler, wouldn't you think just go out and run? Let me just go out and run and try to get an edge up on my competition. But that wasn't the case. Now, what these 2 brothers spoke about, these brothers that were state champs, is they said, when you getting crazy is totally different than what's going on today. They said, we never watched TV. If the TV was on, we're always doing push-ups with our feet on each other's back, or our feet on the couch, or we were sitting in the squat position for extended periods of time, or we were doing push-ups, or we put our feet up on the couch and we did crunches. Now, maybe those workouts weren't optimal or perfectly scientific by today's standards, but who gives a crap? Those guys were doing the extra stuff that nobody told them to do. They said that their wrestling coach had to kick them out of the wrestling room because it was time to go home. Today, kids walk into a wrestling room, and he said some of them will lay down like they have to take a nap. That fires me up, and you could tell that I'm pissed off and angry when I hear and see some of these things, because it's quite ridiculous about the intensity of nobody wants to get crazy anymore. But those who do get crazy, those who do the extra, they will have the edge. Here's some of the other things these 2 brothers told me. They said they would always work out. In the morning, they were every day intentionally late, so they would have to chase and sprint after the bus. So they would sprint in the morning. That was their workout. They had a paper route. They would sling the paper bag across their body, and they would jog and throw the newspapers. Jog, throw the newspapers. So every day they were working out. Because of that, they never had to cut weight. It enabled them to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that's in season. A lot of athletes today tell me they don't eat breakfast. They don't have the time. You don't have the time? Let's translate that into the English language. I'm too lazy to wake up 15 minutes early and make myself a breakfast that makes me stronger, more powerful, and stokes my metabolism and gives me the energy I need to kickstart my day. That's what it means. When you do extra training, you've got to do different stuff. And when I spoke to one of the kids' dads, I told him about what the two brothers said. He started telling me about these two wrestlers from his town. They were brothers, and they would train basically the way Rocky did in Rocky 4. This is back in the, I think, 70s and 80s. And they said they would go out in the snow and they would put each, partner up. One partner hops on his back and you run through the snow. Then you switch places. One of my college wrestlers, you guys know him as General Chow. He did the same thing. His brother wasn't even a wrestler. He put his brother on his back and he'd sprint up hills. He would find stones to work out with. If there was construction sites near his house, he would grab the cinder blocks and he would grab their cement bags and he would work out with those training tools. What about Coach Ethan Reeve? Probably the most influential strength coach to me ever. When he was in the middle school, he wanted to wrestle, but they didn't have any wrestling team. I think you could start wrestling in 8th grade. Well, the coach saw that he had this knack he wanted for being physical, and he wanted to wrestle. So the coach he said, "Coach, what do I do? How can I get ready to wrestle for when I get into high school?" And the coach told him, he said, "Ethan, do push-ups every day." Well, he never told him how many push-ups to do. So Coach Reeve did 500 push-ups a day. He did 500 push-ups the morning that he won the state title. That was when he was a junior in high school in Ohio. 500 push-ups in the morning. Physically, he probably didn't need to do that many, but you want to know what? Mentally, he was crazy, and that's what gave him the edge. He trained so hard that he knew that he would win. He had those old grip webs. You may have seen them on the internet. They're quite old, but you get your fingers in them and you're just closing and gripping. And he said he built a pull-up apparatus in his basement, so he was always doing pull-ups. 500 push-ups a day. In 6th grade, he would go out and run 6 miles just to go out and train, just to go out and work out. Well, let me tell you something. In life, not just wrestling, not just sport, those who are crazy and do the crazy things, and as Gary Vee would say, out hustle, okay, and outwork. All right, give Gary Vee a little plug for the Crush It book. Out hustle and outwork and be extra passionate about what you do, you will win. Now, maybe this is a little bit of a rant, but I'm pissed off and fired up to see that not enough people are willing to bust their butt to get where they want. Whether you're an athlete, whether you're an adult, the excuses are done. You're either going crazy to make it happen or you're not at all. There's no halfway in this game of life or sport, because winning is 100%. Winning and losing is completely an internal game. It's all about being honest with yourself. You either put it all out on the line or you didn't. And that's what it comes down to. So the question to you is, are you crazy enough to make stuff happen? Signing off, Zach Evnesh, UndergroundStrengthGym.com, and you're here at UndergroundStrengthShow.tv, ZachEvnesh.com. Peace, and I hope you get crazy.